Good morning. My name is Sean Dexter, and I welcome you back for a daily serving of mango juice. Bitcoin with a strong daily close. But the question is, was it strong enough? Was it strong enough to take Bitcoin over to the next level? Perhaps 14,000, perhaps 17,000. Yes, he said it, the big 17. Now, in today's video, we are going to be discussing ideas that perhaps support that, perhaps negate that. So, let's not delay any further. Exciting times to come. Bitcoin here, making it really interesting. Let's turn on our horizontals, and what do we have? Boom! Yes, Bitcoin did have a nice daily close. Yes, Bitcoin penetrated a red box territory, but Bitcoin not breaking the upper end of that red box territory, as you can see that over here, right? Yes, we actually did come and test the bottom of the red box territory, as you can see, right on the wee hours of the morning open, but we still have the entire day to go. I'd like for us to see the day close above this as well the next day, right? Today. Now, we could very well just have a day that trends between these two horizontals over here and then close tomorrow, right? That would make the work week, the 9 to 5 week, the Friday close pretty strong, and that would line up to have us having a nice close on the CMEs, and we've been watching that, as you guys know. So if we go ahead and break this today, I wouldn't be surprised. But if we don't, I wouldn't be surprised either. It's not a death sentence if we don't do anything today. We could go sideways today. That being said, I do want to mention that, hey guys, range trading can be this simple, right? We marked this red box territory all the way around August 4th-ish, around August 4th or August 2nd, and look at that. We have been playing off that really well, right? As soon as we broke the blue box territory, we tested once, actually broke this horizontal over here very convincingly, and this was the Adam and Eve formation that we were looking at, or you could look at this as a huge ascending triangle. I wouldn't really call it. On the 12-hour, look more like an ascending triangle, I believe. But anyways, this Adam and Eve pattern breaking over here, as you can see, conforming over the neckline, and then what do you know, we make a nice freaking beeline all the way to this red box territory, getting rejected there, right? Almost making to the top of it, but nope, getting rejected, closing right underneath that horizontal, and then making way down, getting people a good entry on their positions, and I will talk about this on the low time frames too. And then what do you know, us making our next move. This is why you need to give it time, don't get impatient. The very next day, right, we make our move to the upper end of the red box territory, and we close on the upper end of the red box territory. So the first try, lower end of the red box territory, the second try, upper end of the red box territory. You're going to see these kind of things happen over and over again. So that's why I'm going over it with you over and over again, so you guys start getting like it needs to become subconscious. All these kind of things need to be subconscious, where you don't even want to think about it. You don't have to think about it. You just kind of know it's going to happen, and you're not surprised when it does. So now we could very well range between this red box strategy for today, right? For today, like on the 4-hour time frame, but we could break 2. I wouldn't be surprised if we break a 12-hour above this. That would be good enough for me this time around. Why? Because now you're seeing the 12-hour break into the red box area, and that's what we were looking for. Because look at this. Look at the action that we've had on the 12-hour. The 12-hour was kind of playing with people's feelings, right? Over here you can see us making the test over here, second test over here. Then this candle over here, we're like, hey, it's breaking out, but it's not good enough for us. I want to see the day close over this red box area. Now, the day did not close over the red box area, but the day did close inside the red box area. Now, that's good. That's very good, but not excellent just yet. Okay, so we'll keep an eye on this 12-hour time frame. If we can close a 12-hour over here, that would be very good. But then the day closing over that would be like a good confirmation for me. Now, I do want to talk about something else. Let's go ahead and pull up XBT. Alright, so here we have our BitMEX chart, a fresh chart. Well, kind of fresh. We still have our horizontals over here, and these horizontals, by the way, the two blue lines over here, horizontal lines, are matching up with our red box territory from our Coinbase chart that we were just looking at. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and draw a diagonal trend line, and I'm going to use the candle closes. As you guys know, I always lean towards candle closes. I know a lot of you do like using wicks, and that's fine too. That's a matter of preference. I like using candle closes, and if you do use the candle closes, you can see that we have actually broken this trend line. And I do want to talk about this because while the red box territory and this blue horizontal line territory over here has not had a convincing close just yet, not for me, this is pretty convincing, because what this says over here is that even if we range in our territory today, in the blue box territory, blue horizontal territory, which lines up with a red box territory from the other chart, even if we do that, it's going to confirm this as a break. Now, unless we get a bear attack in the next day or perhaps the next 12 hours and we close back underneath this trend line, this is going to be a confirmed kill of this trend line. Now, I do like to place more weight on horizontal trend lines, of course, so I'd wait for, if I was, as you guys know, I'm already in position from 9,650, 10,350, 10,550, 10,650, and then even around this area here. By the way, I did not get rid of that position yesterday. I'll talk about why in a bit, but for now, let's talk about the high time frames, because that's really important right now. So a lot of things are pointing towards this playing out, because even the 12-hour has now penetrated into this territory over here, and as you guys know, the 12-hour was pretty key. We already had the fake out that we were looking for, but now coming back in, and instead of having the continuation after the fake out, what do we do? Like over here, right, we had the 12-hour fake out and we had continuation. Instead, we had a strong continuation towards the upside that followed up. To me, that's bullish. Now, as you can see, we are probably going to test, we're probably going to range rather in this territory. But even if we do that, and we close like this anywhere around here tomorrow, I'm going to be very bullish for a move towards the upside. That being said, as you can see over here, we are like putting in like a sort of like a flag formation, right? And I want to come back to that in a bit. Let's see, we can do this. We use a wick, candle close wick, right? I know I'm not being consistent over there, but it's flaggish. But if you do go ahead and remove these horizontals over here and turn on to the 3-day, which is what I've been talking about for a while now, we have a wedge that we've been talking about, right? And something like this. It doesn't need to be perfect, of course, right? And this does, you could look at this as a wedge actually, or you could look at this as a flag. Okay, I'm going to actually draw it as a flag. Okay, I'm going to draw it as a flag. Why? You'll know why in a bit. Because if I do take this as a pole, as a measured move as a pole, and this is the breakout, if I use this as the breakout, we are getting a measured move of around 16,500-ish, okay, 16,250-ish. Now, this is just rough. It doesn't need to be perfect. But if you do look at this as a flag, okay, on the high time from the 3-day, then we switch on to the daily from here, okay, and we can go ahead and do auto. You can see that we have broken that over there too, but if we switch on to the flag formation that we were just drawing, which is something like this, then our measured move actually starts from here. So now it depends. We either already had the break that points to, this is the point I'm trying to get. We've already had the break that points to around 16,200-ish, or the break has just started if we confirm, and that's going to point to 17,000. So one of those two targets, this formation breaking and us getting confirmation on this formation within the next 1 or 2 days, is going to point to much higher numbers. That's what I'm trying to say here. Yes, that probably sounds like me being a little bit too optimistic, but I do want to remind you guys that I was the same guy who was optimistic on the monthly time frame all the way back at 13,700. Go ahead and watch the videos when I first started doing this at 13,600, when I said, hey guys, we are shooting for 13,000, okay, because that's what the TA was telling me back then. Now the TA is telling me this. It doesn't mean it has to happen, but there's a good chance it does, and don't be surprised if it does, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now let's go ahead and talk about the lower time frames. We've talked about the higher time frames, we talked about the daily, the 3-day, and we can go ahead and talk about the 4-day, because we were following it a bit, right? If TradingView decides to load on me, let me go ahead and switch my chart to see if that helps. Okay, that does help. This is the 4-day. As you can see, the big thing on the 4-day that actually didn't allow us to get bearish over here was two. One, we had our 21 EMA cradling price action over there, and that was just, I'm not going to play against that. We bounced off it, and we also had a bullish divergence that was playing out over there, right, from this point to this point, and then from this point to this point, right? Pretty obvious. And now you can see it's actually playing out right now. The 4-day stochastics have crossed to the upside as well, so that's really looking good. Let's go ahead and just check when's the 4-day closing. 4-day is closing tomorrow, right? We did close the 3-day today, and I believe those have confirmed across the upside and gaining momentum towards the upside too. Now we're still in the red box right in the 3-day too. This close just happened as well, so that's obvious. Now we can go ahead and talk about the lower time frames. I know a lot of you guys like playing the lower time frames. No time diff, I'm not going to be looking at the 1 minute not even the 5 minute, not ever in these videos. So let's go ahead and switch actually to the 4 hour. The 4 hour should be good enough. So as you guys know, I had a trade that I took where was that? Yesterday? 2 days ago at around 6:20, 6:50ish, and then I got dumped on. It was here, yeah, it was this guy here, yeah, and I got dumped on, and I didn't get a chance to get out of the trade. And I want to talk about this today as well, because today I can talk a little bit more about trade management. As you guys know, I did not get a chance to get out of the trade. I can go ahead and pull on my Mango indicator. And why? Because I like to wait for candle close, and the dump happened very, very aggressively. And look at that, because I waited for candle close, I did not panic here either. I did not panic over here. Waited for the candle close, and well, it wasn't me. I asked Krisha to do it, and she did not panic, which is good. But we follow our rules. We just follow our rules, and as you can see, we closed above the 21. And a rule was, if we're anywhere close to 21 and we get defend on the 21, do not get rid of the position. If we had closed slightly underneath over here, I would have got out and looked to reposition. And where would I have repositioned? Probably on the 21 EMA over here. Now this is really, really interesting, right? Just because I want to make a point for people who hold on to their positions hoping for the best. Okay, I held on to the position because of my rules, not because I was hoping for the best. If I had got a better close, I would have got out, and I would have got a nice try over here, re-entry over here, re-entry over here, or re-entry over here, right? So market gave you guys so many good opportunities to get entries, while I got my entry over here. Why? Because I was playing off this teal EMA that has been a good entry for so long. That the 21 was the yellow EMA for those of you guys who don't know what I'm talking. The yellow EMA is the 21 EMA that wasn't getting tested. So I kept playing the high probability play until we lost it, right? Then the play became the 21 EMA, and then you got 1, 2, 3. Now these happened 3 times, and I was already in position again, sticking to my rules. I had to just watch this happen. I'm like, damn, man, I would have loved to buy over there. I did buy a little, but nothing significant. And then again, this over here, right before this break towards the upside, right? So all of this is me talking to you guys about trade management. The point I'm trying to make is that a lot of times people hold on to their positions hoping for the best, and they just end up in a bad situation. You hold on to your position because you're following your rules, not because you're hoping for the best. And I've been getting a lot of PMs regarding whether you should sell or not. I don't know, guys. I don't know. It depends on your rules, your risk management, and your analysis of what is going on the charts based on your rules and based on your risk management, right? I can only tell you guys how I think, how I approach the markets, and how I put on my trades. And from that, I'm hoping you guys can learn from my mistakes, more importantly, and learn also from the good stuff I do, which is, it's the market. Okay, it's freaking been easy, guys. The market has been so goddamn generous. Let's switch on over to the daily. It's been oh damn it, right? I do want to address this question from Kenneth, and I apologize for forgetting. I was supposed to answer it at the beginning of the video. So Kenneth asked a really, really good question. He asked, when and if the daily closes over the 12,000, or if the 12-hour close over 12,000, whatever candle you're looking at, how do I know what exchange to look at? That's what he asked. What exchange should I look at? Because different exchanges have different prices. Now that's a really, really good question, because that can lead to a lot of confusion and bad entries, right? Okay, so the answer to that question is pretty simple. The first simple answer is just look at the exchange that most people are looking at, right? Because a lot of trading is because of just self-fulfilling prophecy. Now, number 2, to have a more concrete answer to that, again simplified, is to go and look at exchanges like BitMEX and Deribit, for example, and look at the exchanges that they are looking at to come up with their index price. Now, what they'll do is they'll look at they'll take a bunch of exchanges in a basket and apply a weighting on each of them, and derive an index price of them, kind of like an average, right? But it's not like a true average, because they're applying a weight on each of them. So what you can do is go ahead and look at who are they weighting more than others, and who are they not taking into consideration, because a lot of times they'll have a 0% added to a certain exchange. They'll have them on the list if they do want to include them later on, but they'll add them as 0%. For example, I know Deribit does add a good weight onto GDAX, and I think so does BitMEX. So now you have 2 exchanges that are giving GDAX a lot of credibility. So Coinbase, for example, that I'm looking at right now, is not a bad exchange to be looking at for confirmation of that. Now BitMEX, for example, too, right? Just look at BitMEX, because a lot of people trade on BitMEX, and they're not going to go ahead, and a lot of people just trade directly off the exchange, especially bots. They're looking at the price on the exchange. Now, more sophisticated bots will be looking at multiple exchanges. Most sophisticated bots, by the way, are hooked on to multiple exchanges. But that's a topic for another time. Okay, so you can just look at BitMEX. That's why I do have the BitMEX index over here. Let me go ahead and pull it up. have Bitfinex, and yeah, that's the BitMEX index, the dollar index, right? This is the index price. This is not the real BitMEX chart. This is the index price that I have listed over here, just to keep an eye on it. But the BitMEX real chart is XBT USD or something. I don't even have that on here. So Coinbase is a good one. Bitstamp is pretty good too. You can look at Bitstamp, look at Coinbase. The way I like looking at it is first Coinbase, then I look at BitMEX, then look at Bitstamp. If all three of those have the numbers I'm looking for, that's good enough for me. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. There's another question somebody else asked, but I don't want this video to get too long. That question can wait for tomorrow, so we can go ahead. And now what do I want to look at? Okay, yeah, I want to talk about the daily. Here we are, we're on the daily, and I want to talk about the cloud. As you can see, I was talking about how I would like to see the Tenkin and the Kijun drift away from the cloud and move closer towards price action away from the cloud. Right now, you're not seeing that happen right now, but since you can see we are having these daily candle closes away from the cloud. This is good enough for me, because I know as long as price keeps up this momentum, just keeps doing what it's doing, or even go sideways, by the nature of how the Tenkin and the Kijun is calculated, just by the nature of the mathematics behind it all, I know this is going to drift towards the upside. But you could wait for confirmation to see that happen. We can go ahead and look at the 12-hour now. Remember, we were waiting for the TK cross. Do we have it? Not yet. But the Tenkin is now away from the cloud, but just moved to the side of it, so that's fine. We should be getting this relatively soon. I don't know, like 3 or 4 maybe 12-hour candle closes. The Tenkin tends to have a sudden move to the upside. Yeah, I think it'll happen sooner than I think. You'll see an aggressive move of the Tenkin towards the upside. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. I want you guys to look at the higher time frames. I want you guys to not get whipped around by the low time frames. I don't want you guys to I don't want to say that. Sorry, I'm not your dads. I am not your dads. You guys do what you have to, man. Do what you have to. Just know that trading can be as easy as you want to make it be, okay? And what I'd rather we all do is trade the stress-free way, the mango way, the simple way. Why? Because that way you're happier. That way you treat the people around you happier. You'll treat the people in the community in a more happier way too. And it's just everyone's happy, man. Whether we make money or we lose money, we should be happy, because we are going to lose money. We are making money now, but there'll be a time where we lose money, and we need to be in a good state of mind to be able to make that money back. All right, so yeah, that's what I want to say. Let's end the video there. I can do a quick recap. We've had a good daily close. We can go on to turn our horizontals on. We can go and turn off our Ichimoku. If we close another day, today's candle over the red box side, that'd be really good. As you guys know, we're also looking at the diagonal trend line that seems to have disappeared now, unfortunately, but we drew that over there, so we can go ahead and draw it again quickly. Right, as long as we close and confirm over this, that would be really good too. So we are looking for perhaps a measured move all the way to around, we can just draw that there, right? We know the number, anywhere between 16,000 to, actually, you know what, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a target, something like that, and it's not gonna be a red box. We're gonna turn this into a green box. Okay, so something like that. But see, you're seeing how long this could take. Okay, so be patient, and in the meantime there are trades to be had, range trades or whatnot in between, if you guys like that kind of thing. So I like that kind of thing, right? I took a lot of range trades over here, but for now I'm gonna trend trade. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. I hope this video helped. Throw it a like, throw it a subscribe. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.